I guess first of all, thank you, Elaine.
You're welcome.
For giving me the time to do this. Why were you looking for a solution for your osteoporosis?
Because I was confused and pretty anxious after I received my diagnosis, and it was just searching for a solution or part of the solution or understanding my options, and it was as vague and woolly as that, really.
Yeah.
And it's with Facebook, it's really pure chance, really, what pops up in front of you, isn't it? So
yeah,
it's fate.
And just for the purposes of this video, when were you diagnosed with your osteoporosis?
Oh, questions. Probably about a month before I discovered your program. So yeah, it was relatively sort of a short while after I'd got it. So that was sort of end of last year, wasn't it? Sort of like September time.
Yeah.
I got the official diagnosis.
Got you.
So,
got you. And if I move us on a little bit, how has it been working with me on your goal of finding a solution for your osteoporosis?
a huge relief that we met. You've been a huge support, provided me with a lot of knowledge, a lot of hope, and structure, which has been invaluable.
Yeah.
It sort of settled me down to the point that I could start something rather than be going round and round in trying to find knowledge and whatever, all the tools I needed to move forward, basically.
Yeah, because go on.
Yeah, it was like being stuck in a bubble. You know, when you first get the diagnosis, you just don't know where to start.
Yes, and that's the impression I get actually from a lot of the women that I speak to. They maybe don't put it like you did, but because everyone, I think it's hard to describe.
Yes.
But, that is essentially.
Yes, because there's a lot of emotion when you're given that diagnosis. So, you know, sometimes logic goes out the window and panic sets in, fear, all the negative emotions sort of overwhelm you because you don't really know what to do with that information.
Yeah.
So it takes quite a while to process. And, you know, but find a route that you personally want to follow.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay. Well, not brilliant because it was, you know, tough, but I feel like the way you described that, you feel like you found it in the program.
Yes, definitely found it. It was almost like grounding. You know, it was something that was logical and helpful and obviously very practical, but it combined a lot of things that I needed to just put me in a good place so I could move forward. It's really hard to find the words to actually describe, you know, because it's so much more than, oh, I've got to go and weight train. I would say that was almost incidental because it isn't. That is the main purpose of what you're trying, you know, what you're getting us to achieve. But there's so much more to get to that point, especially if you've not done a lot of formal exercise. There's a completely different mindset and an acceptance with a lot of people, me included, especially. Especially, I'm sure there's lots of people out there like me that just don't get this. All right, I've been told I need to weight train, weight bear to help this condition, but don't know where to start.
Yeah, what is that?
Yes.
Absolutely. And that's where, yes, I hope that that's what the programme does. It anchors you down into a solution that's going to make a difference, and that you have the skills to see it through and know what you're doing.
Yes.
So what would you say has been your biggest win?
Well, being provided with the tools that I need, and the knowledge and the reinforcement that this is an important part of my lifestyle that I need to incorporate as a lifestyle, because osteoporosis, it's not a quick fix. It's change of life. It's what you have to do or need to do. You don't have to do it. You need to do it really for the rest of your life in some form or the other, because it's the only way that it's a major part of the way to keep your bones as strong and healthy as they can be going forward.
Yeah.
And that's different for everybody, isn't it? Everybody joins at a different point. Well, different point along the osteoporosis route.
Yes. Looking back, what would you say to someone who is looking for support with their osteoporosis, looking for someone to work? They might not even be looking for someone to work with, I guess, but someone who's looking for a solution.
No, I mean, I wasn't specifically looking for somebody to work with. I was looking for knowledge, roots, and understanding. What was the question again? Sorry.
It's all right. Looking back, what would you say to someone who is looking for support with their osteoporosis?
Specifically, I would say find Rachel.
Thanks, Elaine.
Because you provided everything that I needed at that point, the point that I was needing and looking for something that I hadn't even identified what I needed. Finding somebody that got the knowledge and experience of osteoporosis is vital. You can gain the knowledge, but you have to do a lot of research, a lot of reading, and you still do. I will never stop reading and researching, but it wasn't my prime focus then, because it was almost like shifting the weight. Well, literally. Well, no, not literally, because I had to keep the weight on my shoulders, on the responsibility to somebody else that had the knowledge. And you were the mentor, and I was the pupil, and that took a lot of pressure off of the the responsibility was shared then. And yeah, I think it was the knowledge that you had, the support of somebody that knew what they were doing.
Yeah. I mean, that's what coaching is, isn't it?
Well, it is. Well, it is, yes. But you probably aren't aware of that's how much you need that type of support when you are given just a cold diagnosis. No, because it is very harsh. You don't automatically think that you need support of all sorts to start this journey and continue.
And so often I feel like we're sort of left feeling like we just have to get on with things ourselves.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you're given the diagnosis, and all right, you're offered. The only thing that you know that sticks in my mind is all I was offered was medication. That was it, and they could that I nothing else, and was on offer, which is the reality of so you are very much left on your own with your own thoughts. I mean, obviously it depends on your GP and the people around you, but it is a lottery. So if you find yourself in a situation where you feel totally unsupported, other than a bit of paper that gives you these numbers, that's I mean, and the offer of medication, which, yes, you need that knowledge, but it's not the right point to which it's not the right starting point. So I felt I've been sort of picked up and dropped into the middle of this great black hole, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And so being on the program sort of pulled some of that together for you.
Yes.
And helped propel you in.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
in the direction of taking action.
Yes. It just gave me a starting point. I didn't feel as though I was on my own. I'd done something positive. I just felt it was the right choice for me after having the initial chat with you, and I just felt, yes, this makes sense to me. Okay. This is the end, the beginning, the bit of string, the beginning of the bit of string that you're looking for, and I can get started. And then see, everything else then came off of that.
Yeah. The
realization, the questions, the light bulb moments. So it was a foundation, really, for me to start addressing this health problem.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm glad I was here and I was able to help you.
Well, I'm very, very glad that you.
And then I guess lastly, to anyone who's looking at my information out there or considering, getting some support in the way that you have, why would you tell them to work with me?
Because you're you. You've got, everybody's different, and everybody approaches things differently. And it's not only the information that you impart, it's how you impart it, and your personality and your approach, the support that you give from all different angles. It's not just this is the actual exercises that you have to do. It's the support, and everybody's different, the individual support, I guess. You take the time to find out what that particular person needs, and not everybody has. We all have, slightly different. We need tweaking, don't we? We're not. You can't push everybody down the same procedurized route. And it gives somebody the best chance I think, to actually take this on board and make it part of their life. And that is the biggest aim, isn't it? The knowledge that you are imparting has got to stay with that person for the rest of their life.
Yeah. Yes.
It's too important not to, isn't it? It's not something. It's not a quick fix. This is it.
Yeah. And knowledge is one thing, but you need knowledge and implementation.
Yes.
Two big words this morning, but
yes. Well,
you need to know, and you need to apply.
Yes. How to use it, and how to use it for your particular circumstances, and as who you are as a human being. Because some things work for, well, you obviously know better than I do. Some things work for some people, and you have to find a slightly different way with somebody else. And that is the beauty of working one-to-one and having that one-to-one support. That is invaluable. And so that was, that is the biggest plus, to find somebody to work one-to-one with and get as much out of, what we've gone through. I feel as though, you've been with me every painful step of the way, and you're still there.
Yeah.
Which is good, Yeah. I don't feel that, although the 3 months is quite intensive, I don't feel that I don't feel that sense of abandonment, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
And that I think is good as well, because you're not shutting the door, or I haven't shut the door, it's not, oh well, I've done that.
Right.
It's there, it's open, and it's they say it comes back down to tools. You've given them all the necessary tools, which is your well, I presume is your main aim. Otherwise,
yeah.
I mean, you obviously care about your subject, and it comes across that you care.
Good. I'm glad it does, because I do.
Well, that's what I think. That's what you need when you're given that kind of problem to solve. You do need that support.
Yeah, because
whatever that entails.
Because for me, I just really, really, really believe that osteoporosis is, to what degree there's a lot of variability, is fixable, and it's something that we can make an improvement on. And if I can think about bigger issues like women's health and women's rights within women's health, and I just think it's so important that we feel empowered to have the knowledge to be able to fix it ourselves. And for the large majority of the population, it just doesn't exist.
No.
So if I can share it in a small way with each person that I get to work with, then
it's actually a big way. And the word you use, empower, is probably the best word to use, but it's not only it's emotional, mental and physical empowerment that you bring to the course. And you don't even realize that you need those things because you probably sort of maybe focused on the physical side of it. I've got to find a way of doing what I've been told, that this is the best, one of the best. It's part of the building blocks to become as healthy as you can from the point of view, but well, not only your bones. I mean, it's a knock-on effect, isn't exercise anyway? It's not just that, but that is the reason why I came looking for it. And I got so much more. But yes, empowerment, because there's all sorts of stuff that you're coping with: fear, anxiety, emotional, emotional, mental and physical empowerment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yes, very uplifting. Every time we've had a session, I've always come away feeling inspired